Hey everyone, what's up? Are you ready to unlock the secrets to managing your money like the top 1%? Because today, I'm going to break down a simple yet powerful rule that anyone can use to start building real wealth, no matter how much you make right now. We're talking the 75-10-15 rule. Whether you're bringing in $10,000 a year or you're already crushing it with $1 million income, this system adapts to you. It's all about these 3 steps. Step 1, the 75% spending limit. Live smart, not deprived first, the core. For every dollar you earn, set a limit of spending a maximum of 75 cents. That's your cap for everything. Rent, groceries, those irresistible shoes, even that favorite coffee. Now, ideally, if you can spend even less than 75%, that's amazing. But the brilliance of this 75% limit is that it gives you wiggle room and pushes you to make smarter choices. Think about it this way. It forces you to find alternatives. Do you really need premium gas, or will regular do the trick? Organic, free-range guacamole from Whole Foods, or perfectly awesome guac from Aldi? And trust me, the wealthy people I've met through my own business ventures are masters of this. I used to be a huge introvert, but networking has seriously opened my eyes. The biggest aha moment? I remember going out to dinner with a group of super successful people, and they were all hunting for the happy hour specials and cheapest wine. I'm not kidding. When the bill came, out came the phone calculators to make sure everyone paid exactly what they owed, down to the last penny. And these were millionaires. It's not about being cheap, it's about being smart. The 75% rule also makes you really think about value. You've probably heard the advice to skip the daily latte to save money, but I think that's a wrong way. Instead of mindlessly cutting costs, ask yourself, how much value do I actually get from this purchase? If that $5 iced coffee makes you super happy, boosts your productivity, helps you socialize, and crushes your stress for the whole day, then that's probably worth more than $5. Go for it. The bigger gains come from focusing on those big-ticket items, a brand-new car, a massive TV, or a fancy cheese dispenser. These things give you a temporary high, but after that honeymoon period ends, you go right back to where you were. That $70,000 car just becomes a car. So focus on value, not just the instant gratification. Now, if you're crushing it and spending less than 75%, say 60%, hold on to that 15% difference. I'm going to show you what to do with it. Step 2, the 10% cushion fund, your financial safety net. The big word 10 in the 75-10-15 rule says you need to save at least 10% of every dollar into what I call your cushion fund, emergency savings. Did you know a lot of people can't afford a $1,000 expense? Your cushion fund is your emergency cash reserve. This isn't for vacations or fried chicken cravings, so use it when all hell breaks loose. Think flood, stranded in BFE, basically when your life is FUBAR. I got into a bad car accident about 8 years ago and was completely stressed because I had no idea how I was going to come up with this kind of money. I even considered taking on a loan. But then I remembered that I had my cushion fund saved for emergencies. Figuring out how much you need in your cushion fund is simple. Open a spreadsheet, list all your monthly expenses, rent, bills, pineapple pizza, and multiply that total by 5. So if your monthly expenses are $2,000, you want a $10,000 cushion fund for 5 months of expenses. But where you store your cushion fund is super important. Don't just leave it in a regular savings account like Chase or Bank of America. Check out high-yield savings accounts, HISAs. They give you way higher interest rates. On a traditional savings, the national interest rate is 5% API, meaning if you put $1,000 in the account at the end of the year, the bank is just going to give you $57 in interest, leaving you with $10,000, 50 cents. On the other hand, a high-yield savings account can offer you 4 AP, meaning at the end of the year, they'll give you $400 in interest, leaving you with $2,400. So, we've already talked about the importance of having a cushion fund and setting aside 10% of our income. And the 75-10-15 rule suggests that you should hold on to that amount. But what do we do with the money we are going to put aside? Well, the 15 and the 75-10-15 rule is the exciting part. Remember those dollars you were earning? It states, for every dollar you earn, you should invest at least 15 cents. Let's break down how to invest it. We're talking investing at least 15% of every dollar you earn for your future. And not just throwing it into any old thing. We're talking about strategic moves that can seriously optimize your taxes and supercharge your wealth building. The goal here is to get your money working hard for you, so you can build serious assets and real wealth. Now, let's be real. How many of us actually learned about this in school? Probably zero, right? Schools teach us how to get a good job. But think about it. The wealthiest people aren't just earning a paycheck. They're making money from owning assets. I had a major aha moment when I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Highly recommend it, by the way. It opened my eyes to the fact that you can have a high-paying job and still be broke. But if you own assets, you can blow all your money today and still be wealthy next month. I had to learn this stuff on my own, through books like The Psychology of Money and The Intelligent Investor. It's like learning a new language for your money. And once you get it, you get it. So, where do we start? What are the best ways to invest that 15% and take advantage of tax benefits? I'm talking about two specific investment accounts that can make a huge difference. First up, the Roth IRA. This is an individual retirement account, and the beauty of it is that your earnings grow tax-free. I'm talking zero taxes when you withdraw in retirement. Think about this. Peter Thiel, the tech billionaire, famously grew his Roth IRA to billions, and he won't pay a dime in taxes on it when he withdraws. That's insane. The catch? You contribute money that's already been taxed. But the tax-free growth is so good that the government limits how much you can put in. In 2024, if you're under 50, you can contribute up to $7,000 a year. If you're over 50, it's $8,000. Okay, so how do you actually do it? It's a four-step process. Earned income. You need to be making money. Open a Roth IRA. Head over to a brokerage like Fidelity, Schwab, or Vanguard and select the option to open a Roth IRA. Transfer funds. Move money from your regular bank account to your Roth IRA account. Invest. This is crucial and where most people mess up. You need to actually buy investments within the account. Don't just let the money sit there. Don't stress about what to invest in yet. I'll share my favorite, super simple, set it and forget it investments in a bit. Next up, the 401k. This is an employer-sponsored account, which means you can only have one if your company offers it. Thankfully, many do. With a 401k, your contributions are made with pre-tax dollars, so you pay taxes on the money later when you withdraw it in retirement. The idea is that your income might be lower then, so you'll pay less in taxes overall. The contribution limit for a 401k is much higher, $23,000 per year as of 2024. But here's the really cool part. Many employers offer a matching contribution, which is basically free money. The most common match is 100% for the first 3% you contribute, and then 50% for the next 2%. Sounds confusing, right? Let's say you make $65,000 a year. If you contribute 5% or $3,250, your employer might give you an extra $20,600. Boom! That's $5,850 in your 401k, and it's basically free money for your future self. If your employer offers this, it's a no-brainer. Take advantage of it. So once you have one or both of these accounts set up, you need to decide what to invest in. But before I tell you what I personally use and suggest, let's talk about why investing in assets is so important. I'm talking about turning a measly $100 a month into millions. Sounds impossible? Stick around because I'm about to blow your mind. Let's play a game. Imagine you're 20 years old and you decide to invest just $100 every month. Not a huge amount, right? You keep it up for 50 years. That's consistent, but totally doable. Now, let's say you get an average return of 10% per year, which historically is achievable in the stock market. So, that's a relatively safe return. Over those 50 years, you would have personally contributed only $60,000. Seriously, $60,000 is what you personally invested. But guess what happens thanks to the magic of compounding? At the end of those 50 years, your portfolio wouldn't just be a bit bigger, it would be sitting at around $1.4 million. Yep, you read that right. All from consistently investing the equivalent of a few coffees a week. Now, how do you actually do this? Well, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I personally use an awesome investment app called Moomoo. This is not financial advice. For most people, especially when you're just starting out, investing in index funds or ETFs is the way to go. Think of it like this. Instead of putting all your eggs in one basket, investing in a single stock that could crash and burn, you're spreading your money across hundreds, even thousands of different companies. Imagine you invest in a pizza restaurant. That's one stock. An index fund is like investing in pizza, burgers, tacos, and fries, the whole fast food industry. If one restaurant has a bad year, you're still making money from all the others. This is called diversification, and it massively reduces your risk. A super popular option is an S&P 500 index fund. By buying one fund, you instantly own a tiny piece of every single company in the S&P 500. That's the top 500 companies in the U.S. Talk about instant diversification. The best part? Index funds are dirt cheap compared to trying to buy shares in each of those 500 companies individually. These are called expense ratios, and with index funds, they're usually super low. Plus, historically, index funds and ETFs have returned about 8% a year on average. Here's the truth. Even if you're doing your best with your money, you might feel like you're not doing enough. So, there you have it. The power of consistent investing and the magic of compounding. Don't let fear hold you back. Start small, be consistent, and watch your money grow.